Hey guys, I'm Abby, and welcome back to OneCodeCamp channel. Today, we continue with our MongoDB series. We'll continue to talk about MongoDB CRUD operations in MongoDB shell. This is the third part of CRUD, and that will be update. Let's go! In the previous videos, we learned the first and second parts of MongoDB CRUD operation, which is create and read. We learned the commands that we can use for creating and reading one document and for creating and reading multiple documents. Today, we are going to learn the next part of MongoDB CRUD operations, the update operation. Like create operations, update operations operate on a single collection, and they are atomic at a single document level, meaning that the update either succeeds completely or fails completely. There is no partial success. An update operation takes filters and criteria to select the documents that you want to update. You should be careful when updating documents, as updates are permanent and cannot be rolled back. This applies to delete operations as well, which we will see in the next video. For MongoDB CRUD, there are three different methods of updating documents, and those are db.collection.update1, update many, and replace one. Let's start using update one. Update one, as the name suggests, this is going to update a single document to our database. Let's go to our music library database first. Use music library. Let's clear this first. And before anything else, let's check our existing documents first in our songs collection. The command for that from our previous videos is db.songs.fan. Okay, so since we already have these documents, but we want to update something inside one of them, we can do that by updating it. For example, we want to update this song right here, the song 1, and I don't want to update everything, just a few fields in here. I want to give it a different title, and I want to update the rating as well. To do that, we can make use of the object ID to specify which song we are updating. So let's copy this object ID. Let's clear our screen first. Then db.songs.update1. This will take in two arguments, which will both be objects. The first one is where we specify which song or document we want MongoDB to update. And here is where we are going to paste the object ID that we have copied. We can use a different field here instead of ID, but for us to make sure that we are updating the correct document, it's best practice to make use of the ID because then we can make sure that it is unique. The second argument is where we specify which fields we want to update. To do this, we will use an operator called set, and it starts with a $sign, as all operators do. This will set as many different fields on this document as you want. Inside the set is another object, and we will list down the key value pairs that we want to update. Since we want to update the title and rating, that's what I will put here. The first is the title. So this is good as it is if this is the only thing that you want to update. But since we also want to update the rating, we will add that in here as well. Just separate it with a comma. So rating of 8. And then enter. Acknowledge true and match count of 1 and modified 1 document. If we check that using the find method, we will see here that the title has been updated and it now has a rating of 8. So that's how we update one document in our collection. Now, if we want to update many documents at once, we can also do that by using another command, which is the update many. For example, here are a few documents with the artist as view the map. I realized that their band name is actually just view map. So I can update that at once using these update many command. Okay, let's clear this up first and key in the command db.songs.update many. It's the same as update 1. It will have 2 arguments. The first one is which songs to update. And since we want to change the artist, we are going to use the artist property. And what this will do is that MongoDB will update all song documents where the artist property is view the map. Then again, we type set to whatever it is we want to update it to. So we want to update view the map to just view map. All right, let's hit enter. And we will see that we have these matched count and modified count. Let's check that again using the find command method. It shows that we have updated those documents that have view the map as its artist. And now it's just view map. Another command that we can have for updating is replace one. This is how we can replace a document with another document. This replaces the entire document, meaning the fields in the old document not contained in the new one will be completely lost. Since I don't want to replace any existing document that I have right now, I will create a new one just to show you how this one works. Then let's use the replace one method in here. Again, we have 2 arguments. The first one is the one we want to change or replace. And the other is the one we want to replace it with. So I want to change endless rain, which is what I just created, and replace it with this title borrowed. And if we hit enter and check that one again, we will see that it's completely replaced with just the title. The other properties are completely lost. And that's the difference between update and replace. Before we wrap the update operation, there are a few more things that I want to add. So earlier, we learned about the set operator. This time, I want to introduce to you the inc or increment operator. For example, we want to add a certain number or amount to an existing one. Let's have an example by grabbing an object ID of this one and increase the number or duration. For this case, I'm not sure why we want to do that, but this inc operator is especially useful for things that don't have a set number, like a counter or points, where numbers can vary depending on certain factors. But let's have the duration as an example. So that's db.songs.update1. And paste the ID that we have grabbed earlier. Right, so this first argument is the one that we want to update. Then the second one is the property that we want to update it with. Earlier, we used the set operator to update it with a new one. This time, however, we just want to increase it by 2, for example. So we will use ink. Then what property we want to increment, and that is the duration. We want to increment it by 2. So let's specify that. Again, an object of duration and then 2. Then if we try to find all the songs, the duration of our chosen document is increased by 2. We can also decrement this by still using the ink operator, but we will add a minus sign before the number. Alright, so let's check. Now we have the duration of 194, and if we check that with the new incremented minus 2, it is now back to 192. So that's how the increment operator works. We also have a couple more operators, the push and pull. We push or put values to an array and pull to take values out of an array. Let's do these in action. Let's find all the songs again. Then let's choose a song document that we want to update. Let's add or push another genre to this array. So that's db.songs.update1, and then grab the ID. And now we are going to use the push operator and inside of that is the genres array, and we are going to add alt or alternative. Let's check that again using the find method. And now we have added the alternative genre to rap and pop. And then if we want to take that out from the array, we can now use pull. Again, let's check. And now it's back to just rap and pop. Lastly, on top of the push operator, we can add another operator so that instead of adding only one value to the array, we can add multiple values. So that's db.songs.update1, and then the ID of the document that we want to update, and then push operator, and then we want to add multiple values inside the genres array. So inside of that, we are going to make use of the each operator, and that will be an array. So let's put these. And if we check that, we now have these added genres inside of here. Okay, so we have learned about the update operation to update a single document, multiple documents, replace an entire document with another, and we've also learned a few more operators like set, inc to increment or decrement, push and pull to add or take away values to and from an array, and each on top of push to add multiple values to an array. In the next videos, we are going to learn the last part of the CRUD operation, which is delete. See you in the next video.